Hello, dear learners. How are you all? I hope you all are safe and fine at your places. And I truly believe the learning process is going on amazing, right? So, today we're gonna deal with a new topic. And as you all know, that we are dealing with the adventure schools, right? So, let's start. Welcome to physical education class. Physical education class, right? This is part number 7. And chapter that we are going to read is you all aware about. The chapter is physical activity and leadership training, right? What's the name of chapter? Physical activity and leadership training. This chapter we are going to learn. So before I going to start, I will have some questions. How you feel when you are in nature? And by the way, today is what? A very special day just born previously on 10th of October. 10th of October is World's Mental Health Day, right? So if you heard about on 10th of October there was Mental Health Day, World Mental Health Day. So what you did for your, what are you doing nowadays for your mental health? Are you ever thought about it? Have you ever thought about it? No. Why? So we needed to understand what is the importance of mental health, right? In your life, our physical development is there, our social attractiveness is there, our emotional balance is there, our psychological importance, right? Psychological, mental development. So we need to maintain things accordingly. The very first thing, if I talk about previously gone a day which is celebrated a lot by people, that is our mental health day. So what are you doing for mental health? Very first thing, we need to be happy all the day. Okay? We need to be happy always, right? So it's become very, very important for us to be healthy and happy. World Mental Health Day lead us to be happy, to be always healthy. We need to know that how we can be happy, or how will be healthy, mentally as well as physically. When I'm talking about mental health, so one should eat fruits, one should eat a lot of, or drink a lot of water, one should do some mental and physical exercise, like doing pranayams, have a great extent of relief in your what? To your mental health. If we talk about the next thing, that's the some asanas, physical exercise, they also have a great amount of effect on your eyesight, on your mental health, and the relief from stress and tension. Basically, this mental health can be maintained by yoga. What is yoga? Yoga is the union of Atma and Parama. So let's move on in the ocean of yoga, in the ocean of physical education. We need to understand the importance, the vital need of yoga and mental relaxation. Yoga, pranayams, different yogic kriyas, various asanas helps you to build your life more energetic. Got it? So today we are going to we are in a part of this chapter, and we are doing we're going on with adventure sports, right? So today we'll be talking about trekking, right? What is trekking? So when I'm telling you, have you ever visited a forest, or have you ever doing cycling so long kilometers, or have you ever had a track on the mountains or on a plains or something somewhere else, right? So whenever I'm talking about this trekking, right? So trekking is something which is when it's excitement, it's thrillful, it's joyful, and creates a great impact in the mind of our people, etc. So basically, whenever we talk about trekking, right? So trekking is an adventure sports. Got it, dear students? What is trekking? Trekking is the adventure sports as you all know about. Okay, so trekking is adventure sports and it's give fun, it's give recreation, it's give thrill. No, so when we are talking, so let's start. Let's discuss about trekking. What is trekking? So let me make something, and definitely you will feel so good. Okay, when you see this, it will create a great, kind of sensation to you. When I'm making this, you must have feel very good, It's give a sensation of our early school days when we were a little boy and girl of class second and third, and we used to see, there's a little bird in the forest, and we used to love this place, And there's a riverside, okay? As you can see, the river this side, and there's a sun, you can see. So all these things, where does it goes? These are the, So like if I make some cow or something which are okay. So where these things go? And what is the importance of these things? So when I'm making this diagram, it shows the nature, right? And nowadays we are living in the villages, we are living in the towns, we are living in city. Somehow we have vanished things. Somehow we have destroyed our flora and fauna, all the plant species and as well as the animal species, right? So somehow we have done something wrong. When I'm talking about trekking, so trekking is a adventure sport. It's a adventure sport. Okay, it's joyful. It is joyful. Sometimes it is so exciting, dangerous, and so many things. So, the trekking is really a very adventurous sport. It's a joyful sport, right? In trekking, we'll have to walk a lot. What we'll have to do? We'll have to walk a lot, and it is generally there in the natural environment. Natural environment. Right? So trekking is such a wonderful journey where various components are also required, like the speed is required, like strength is required, endurance is required, flexibility of joints are required, then our coordinative ability is required. So what I was telling you is that speed, the ability to move as fast as possible, strength, the ability of our muscles to overcome resistance, endurance, the ability of our muscles, ability to resist fatigue, flexibility, the ability of our joints to move in maximum range, coordinative ability, the ability of our body to do work with perfection and efficiency, right? So for trekking, it's very important to have this component, this physical fitness component. So it's an adventurous journey, it's exciting, a lot of excitement, it creates a lot of thrill, brings a lot of excitement, and basically whenever we talk about this trekking or such kind of adventure sports, right, it gives you a lot of thrill, it gives you a lot of enjoyment, it builds up a lot of social and moral values, right? So it helps to give you a leadership quality, because when we are in nature, when students are in nature, so they get some social and moral values too. How they got the social and moral values? see when they have a social or moral values, when they suppose you are trekking in the forest, right? Suddenly one of your friend has fallen down. So some of them, they're helping him or taking care of each other. They have a sharing nature, like sharing water bottle, sharing food, etc. Helping nature, kind-hearted, and they'll understand nature. As you all know that nature is the best teacher. So various kind of moral, social, ethical temperament of the mind temperament will be seen, understood, and a lot of things are inculcated. Next thing that is the about if we talk is this trekking. So trekking is a long adventurous journey, right? So you mark my words, trekking is a long adventurous journey undertaken on foot. So it is generally you will have to go on foot in the area where the common means of transport are not available. So trekking is generally where it is there where the general means of transport are not available. Right? So it's generally on the plains, it's generally on the mountain region, and it's give a lot of thrill, enjoyment, excitement, and it's bring happiness. Trekking is a long adventurous journey, and in which trekker should have a natural resources considers safety principle. So trekker should have a good knowledge, a good technical knowledge while he or she is in this outside this forest region, and they should have such kind of temperament, and they should have at least knowledge of things where they can understand what exactly this how to deal with the emergency, how to deal with the situation suddenly if something happened. Like let's take an example. If in between the way they suddenly got a snack, and let's say this snake is supposed to harm them. So what they do? So they'll have to have some precautionary measures. They'll have to have the safety principles. They should know what are the norms of adventure sports, how to deal with the emergency, and what. They should have these things, otherwise they will not be prosperous. Trekkers should use natural resources, and they should know how to use the natural resources. It means the natural resources should be used judiciously, right? So at least they know how to use the natural resources, because this natural resource should be used judiciously. Otherwise, it will harm the environment. And whenever we go in this kind of adventure sports, generally our organizational skills will enhance. We will understand that there should be minimum pollution, because when adventure activities may concentrate effort to minimize the pollution, uplift the natural environment. We also seem to have confidence about wildlife protection, we create awareness about it. We understand the use of natural resources, the dirty booties and all. Okay, so we basically these activities help to understand the natural phenomena and guide us to conserve the natural resources. Moreover, the adventure activities give us information about the area, about the topography, about the climate of that particular area. Right? These kind of things are really very excited. These kind of things are very healthy, because generally nowadays these kiddos are engaged more in alcohol, drugs, or various kinds of bad activities. So whenever they started to participate in trekking or such kind of adventure sports, day by day their interest will develop in good things. Their energy, see, the energy should be channelized, and their energy will be channelized in what? Their energy will be channelized in which form? The energy will be channelized in a positive form. It means their enthusiasm, their excitement, their energy is channelized in a positive way, and then they will be able to maintain their life. It brings leadership qualities, it brings people together. So trekking, it's develop a sense of togetherness. Trekking helps in teamwork, leadership abilities. Trekking brings courage of teamwork, and it needs coordination among people. Right? So trekking has to develop physical fitness also. So as we all know that this is the journey that we need to go on foot. Okay? And it's a long journey, so long adventure journey which is undertaken on foot. So our various physical components are built up. Right? What happened? Our all various kind of physical fitness components are built up. Like if we talk about this physical activity, so this speed will build that while doing these activities, our tracker should not harm any of the natural resources, any of the natural activities which is going on, right? So, if we talk about the equipments, right? So, let's say, when we will be talking about this tracking. So, tracking is what? It's long journey undertaken on foot. Okay, now we need to think what are the various kinds of equipments are required, right? So equipments require and equipments required during training. First, let's say you should have mug, you should have a bag, you should have matchbox, you should have pan, you should have knife, you must have, if you reside somewhere, you must have tent, right? You must have a stick, a strong stick, right? So you must possess various kind of things which are very, very important in terms of, residing somewhere or whenever you are. You must have first aid kit also. Okay, these are some names that I have brought on the blackboard. And equipments for the training, like the tracker should prepare properly for training. First thing which is very, very important is to prepare yourself for trekking. Okay, if you are not going to prepare yourself for trekking, you can't be doing anything. So for tracker, it's so important to be prepared themselves for trekking. So our tracker should prepare properly for the trekking. They should carry a lot of important things which is very, very important. Right? So like they should have a tent, they should have sleeping bags, they should have water bottle, which is the most important thing. So what they should have? They should have a water bottle, they have fan, they have arm, they have rope. Okay? So the thing that we have to write on board is they should have the very most important thing if you talk about trekking. So they should have a trekking map where they are trekking. So planning is most important. They should have a trekking map. Okay. They should have a water bottle. These are some things which are very, very important whenever an individual is going for trekking, right? So trekking requires a lot of things. So let me tell you the list. What are the things you require, you must have whenever you are going for trekking, right? So this trekking, I'm just going to tell you the names. Like you should have a tent, you should have a sleeping bag, water bottle, mug, pan, rope, safety kit, first aid kit, trekking map of tracking map of an area, knife, binocular lens, backpack, rucksack. You should have rope. You should have matchbox, right? If you are traveling in night in the forest, you must have what? You must have the fire for. So you should have a kind of old cloths, and you should have a stick so that you can burn it and you can move. You should have mobile and map or so many things. You must have these things, right? So let's come. We'll recapitulate what we had studied till now. So if you all know, this is part number 7. We had started with the topic what? Trekking. As we all know, that trekking is adventure sports, right? Trekking is full of joy. It's full of excitement. It required the physical fitness components like speed, which is the ability to move as fast as possible, strength, the ability to overcome resistance, endurance, ability to overcome fatigue, coordinative ability, the ability of our joints to do work to perfection and efficiency, flexibility, ability of our joints to move in maximum range. So one should have this all 5 fitness components. Is that clear? Next thing is they should be, they should see when we're talking about this trekking. So trekking is full of a kind of journey. It's a long adventurous journey on foot. Very common means of transports are not available, right? And it's a beautiful natural environment. So they'll have to walk, and they should prepare their mind. They should be mentally, physically, emotionally, socially be prepared for what? They should be prepared for the dangerous activities that may meet out. So they should be aware about the danger. They should be aware about the emergency needs. You must have heard about Sri Ramchandraji, Sri Ram, Bhagwan Sri Ram, right? So they have also a trekking of a 14 years Vanvas, adventurous journey, right? So each and everything will taught us so many things, right? So each and everything have some significance. They have some crucial role everywhere. And as you all know that mother, nature is our mother, nature is our teacher, and it will teach a lot. So equipment which are required, basically trekking is a trekking map, mug, bag, matchbox, right? Major fire box, that is, pan, knife, tent, okay, a strong, kind of stake, water bottle, and so many things, right? I hope you understand these topics. This is so simple, and I hope you must understood this topic, which is very important to understand this also, right? Now we are going to learn about river rafting. Okay, what we are going to learn? We are going to learn river rafting. Then we will be discussing more on suffering, paragliding, and all. Okay, so let's learn river rafting. So I just wanted to wrap it. Let me wrap and then we'll talk on it. Okay, river rafting. So let's come, we're going to talk about white water rafting or river rafting. See, whenever we talk about river rafting or suffering or paragliding, right? So what is river rafting? River rafting is a water activity, right? Which kind of activity? It is a water activity. It means these kind of activities are generally performed in rivers. Okay, so white water rafting, it is also called white water rafting. Okay, so as you can see, this is the forest region, and then you can see this is the river. Okay, and there is a lot of people who are with their boat, and this is the water flowing, and there are some persons, they have something with them, and they enjoy. So water rafting. And when we are in a natural formation, there is a river and so many things, right? So whenever we are doing the river rafting or kind of this kind of things now, so it's give an immense pleasure to us to will think this kind of things, and it's great pleasure, right? So let's recap it. What is river rafting? River rafting is also called white water rafting. It is a multi-challenging game. It's a multi-challenging sport. It brings a lot of recreation. It brings a lot of excitement. It brings a lot of thrill, and it's sometimes very dangerous. It may happen. Anything can be happen in the natural environment, right? It may the water level be increased. It may the sea will come. Anything could be happening. It may that the raft may burst. So it's a dangerous kind of activity. River rafting, it has a raft. This raft is generally made up of is filled with the air, and it has a lot of chamber in it. Okay, so river rafting, it's just not an easy task. It's definitely, if we talk about river rafting, so it's a very joyful activity, right? So see, if we heard it about, so river rafting is also known as white water rafting. It is a challenging recreational outdoor activity using the boat or raft to navigate over the flow of river. So when we flow on river or boat, it's become so good. It's become so challenging. It's become so enjoying, right? So what is river rafting? I'm telling you again. River rafting is also named as whitewater rafting. So first thing we have cleared that river rafting is also called whitewater rafting. River rafting is a challenging recreational game. Which kind of game? It's a challenging multi-sport game, and we should have a boat or a raft, and this raft or the boat is basically filled with air. Okay, and when it is filled with air, so we need to have what? We need to have in this if I say we need to have air in that. So this raft has air, it has a lot of chamber. The raft is lightweight, multi-layered. So if what is raft? Raft is the multi-layered rubberized board which is filled with air. It has chamber, and this chamber enables the boat to flow on water. This is usually done over fast flowing rivers. Which kind of rivers? This is usually done over the fast flowing rivers, and this is usually having a great excitement, thrill and joyful. The development of this activity as a leisure sport and becomes so popular in the Himalaya region. So where it is so popular? It is popular at the Himalaya region. So if it's sometime it may be a dangerous activity, so one should have a proper, one should have proper kind of things. It means a proper kind of knowledge of river, how to swim. One should know swimming first. You see, if this river is fast flowing, so you must know the way to flow the river, swimming and everything. If we talk about the equipment, so the equipments required are lifeguard instructions, raft push, how to push the raft, okay, so swimming raft. The very most important thing, if we talk about the equipments, okay, so whenever we talk about equipments, first thing is raft. One should have raft. Second most things if we think is, so second thing we should have is what? We should have a life jackets, lifeguards, life jackets. We must know swimming techniques. Okay, so various things we require. As listed out 3 things. You should have some energy drinks with you, and you need to think that we need not at all to disturb the natural river and polluting dam, etc. So if we talk about river rafting, it requires for almost all kind of activities, the raft should be safe. You should have a swimming suit, life jacket, raft push. You should have a good knowledge of swimming. You should follow the instructions of lifeguards, okay, and knowledge about river flow, its curvature. You should know the safe destination point. You should at least know where is the destination and where you need to go, what is the destination, etc. Next topic is suffering. What is suffering? It is a water sport on which a wave rider referred as sufferer. So on this sufferer, the rider will have to balance the body and move. The wave usually carry the surface near the shore, and this wave suitable for suffering at the primarily ocean, seas, lake, river in the form of tidal board. So we should be a good suffering board. We should know swimming. We should have swimming suit and life jacket. Right? So let me tell you about suffering. Okay? The next is suffering. S-U-R-F-I-N-G. So let me just rub it. Okay? So next, now we are going to learn about suffering. What? Next that we are going to learn is suffering. Okay? What we are going to learn? We are going to learn about suffering. So suffering is a water sport. What is it? It is a water sports. Okay? In suffering there is a rider. Okay? So whenever we talk about suffering, suffering is basically a water sport. In suffering, there should be a sufferer. What is it? We need to have a sufferer. Okay? What? Sufferer. And let me just show you how to do things and what exactly it looks. So let's say this is the river. This is the sufferer boat, right? There is a lot of So in this board, we have to manage, right? They have to make a balance over here, right? So I hope you have cleared this topic, that is the river rafting. Next one is suffering, right? After suffering, so let me just tell you one more thing about suffering. It is a water sport in which the rider refers as a sufferer. What we called it, sufferer. Ride on the moving wave and they balance their body there also, right? The wave is usually carrying the sufferer near the shore. The wave is suitable for suffering at the primarily found. So generally it is occurred in ocean. So let's see where does it happen, what does exactly happen. So sometimes in ocean, sea, right, river, ocean, sea, river, etc. But the places where the level of water is so high. So suffering is also a very good activity. Now next thing that I'm going to tell you is about paragliding. Okay, what is it? It's a paraglider. So let's say this is a man and he has something with him and right. So paragliding is something, it's a British sport, right? I hope you are feeling good while I am making this right. Okay. So what's paragliding exactly? So paragliding is a recreational, thrillful, competitive adventure sports in flying with a paraglider. So what does we require? We require a paraglider. Okay? We require a paraglider. It is a free flying on foot launch glider aircraft. No rig primary structure. The pilot has to sit on the harnesses suspended below a fabric wings. Consists of large numbers of interconnected baffled cells, right? So wings sharp and maintained by suspension lines, and by skillful exploitation of source of lift, the pilot may gain a height. Often it is suspension line. By skillful exploitation of this, the paraglider show the following instructions on a single lifeguard should be completed by the expert. It should consist of safety measures, right? So see, whenever we talk about this paragliding, so we have started with river rafting, then we have understood about suffering, now we are learning about paragliding, okay? This paragliding has a paraglider. What does it have? It has a paraglider, right? So it has a paraglider, and if it has a paraglider, so what we need to think now, see what are the equipments we need to bring. See, so if in general, if I say in general, we should have a mug, we should have a pan, we should have a matchbox, we should have knife, we should know the techniques. If you are in paragliding, so you should know how to handle it, how to handle this paraglider, right? So we should, if we are in suffering, so suffering we need the sufferer. We need swimming jackets. We should have a good knowledge of swimming. We should have a lifeguards, a life jacket. When we talk about this paragliders, please have a baffled cell. Okay? And if there is no rig structure, it has a baffled cell which consists of air. So this paraglider, the person who is there, the participant will have to know each and everything in advance, and they'll have to talk with the person before participating. So it's a thrillful, adventurous, exciting, amazing tradition. So I hope you all have understood about this what adventure sports. So we had started with trekking. What is trekking? Trekking is a long adventurous journey which is undertaken on foot. Then we had started about river rafting. River rafting is also called what? It is also called whitewater rafting. Okay, then we had studied about suffering. What is suffering? Suffering, it is the water sport in which the wave glider called sufferer ridings on the moving balance and the suffering board. The wave suitable for the suffering is primarily found in ocean, sea, lake, river, and form standing waves or tidal boat. Equipments like good suffering boat, swimming suit, life jackets, etc. If we talk about the next thing, that is the paraglider. What? That is the paraglider. So paragliding is a recreational activity first thing. It is so thrillful, it is so competitive. It is a sport of flying with the paraglider. So amazing, like a bird, no? Paraglider is a lightweighted flying foot launch glider aircraft with no rigged primary structure. Okay, the pilots sit on the harnesses, suspended primary structure. The pilots sit in the this if we talk about this paraglider, so it have some structures. This structures is having a baffled sails. It having wing shaped, maintain its suspension line. So one should be skillful, and pilot should follow safety measures like they should have a medical checkup, they should have a proper concentration, they should have proper skills, they should consider the safety measures too, right? So this river rafting or trekking, so whatever you do, you should have some considering the needs before you participate in that. Okay, so a trekker should keep with them a tent, sleeping bag, water bottle, mugs, sponge, rope, first aid kit, very important, trekking map, and so many things. So I hope you all have understood today's wonderful session. This was the part number 7. It was about trekking, it was about river rafting, it was about suffering, it was about paragliding. So I hope you all have understood this topic, adventure sports. And always, now try to attempt adventure sports. It will give you a thrill, it will give you excitement, and it's definitely build your confidence. So with this, take care, bye. Lots of love and blessings to everyone.